This hour for you on Daybreak, we've got to talk Chiefs. We've got to talk Super Bowl 55 because football season is not over yet, gang.
And if you want to help those in your community suffering from food insecurity, we'll tell you how you can make a difference.
Also, a young man is helping others in order to honor his parents' memory. We'll show you how. It's coming up this morning on Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for joining us and starting your week with us. Today is Monday, January 25th. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
And I'm Joe Morano. Everyone at home, hope you're enjoying the start to your week as you're likely celebrating the Chiefs winning the AFC title, guys.
That's right. Everyone is celebrating this morning. I think a lot of people were not surprised, though. Hopefully they kind of knew this was coming, and hopefully it'll happen again in 2 weeks, right?
The feeling is still great to know that you're playing, you're one of two teams left, trying to get that Lombardi trophy, right?
Absolutely.
And they're doing it against Tom Brady yet again, guys. I'm almost like, man, he's unstoppable. He gets older and he gets better. It's just unbelievable.
That's true. It's unbelievable. It'll be great storylines, though, for the next 2 weeks. And the Super Bowl's on Color 10, actually, February 7th.
Yeah, and we'll be right here, so make sure to tune in.
I have to say, it is cool that they're going to play at home in Tampa. That's one cool thing, I have to say, guys. So.
That's right. The Bucs hosting the Super Bowl and actually playing in it. Not bad.
Yeah.
TJ, we'll say I've been noticing some lightning strikes happening behind you, like right now. How long are these storms going to keep around today?
Yeah, we have that instability to work with in the atmosphere, guys, to help fire up those storms. We've had them through the overnight. I'm sure you've been awakened by those rumbles of thunder. We've had some really nice, healthy thunderstorms moving on through the area, and some of those have included some brief gusty winds and some smaller hail. I think it's maybe why we lost our tower cam shot there briefly. In Springfield, we have a lot of red and yellow on the map. That's the indication of heavy rainfall. Look to the northwest, though. A lot of snow where temperatures are colder, seeing a lot of this moisture up toward the St. Louis metro, too. It's going to be a really somewhat nasty start to our work week, but we will start to see this clear on out eventually. We have flash flood watches and warnings to talk about here this morning, too, including some of our neighborhoods here across southwest Missouri, Berry, Christian, McDonald, and Stone counties under the gun for the potential for some water over the roadways there. That's until 9:30 this morning. Flash flood watches, including Springfield, until midday. So expect that for your morning ride and I think lunchtime, but we should have a drier evening commute. We are tracking some wintry weather in the days ahead. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. Joe?
All right, the Chiefs were the best team in the NFL in the regular season, and they're going to try and prove it once again that they're the best end-to-end here, heading to the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay to try and win a second straight Lombardi trophy. This comes after beating the Bills 38-24 in the AFC title game last night. Patrick Mahomes throws for 3 touchdowns, 2 to Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill also picked up 172 yards in this game. The Chiefs face a familiar opponent, Tom Brady and the Bucs, who they beat in earlier this year. The Bucs will also become the first team to play a Super Bowl in its home stadium. This is Brady's 10th Super Bowl that he is headed to.
Now, if you remember from last year, Academy in Springfield had Chiefs AFC Championship merchandise and gear ready to go for a win. Well, they had the same thing ready to go this year, and they reopened the store last night just so Chiefs fans can get their gear and celebrate.
Basically, just like last year, everything comes to us. It's all packed up and ready to go. It can be really busy. We've got some extra staff scheduled for tonight.
Go Chiefs!
We've learned every year, how we need to do things and what our staffing needs to look like. And I think with that experience every year, we're getting better prepared.
And while the line this year was not quite as long as the line last year, we still caught up with some people who decided to wait for the new 2021 AFC Champs gear last night. Chiefs fan Tiffany Holbrook says they got their AFC merchandise as soon as it hit the shelves last year, so they wanted to do the same thing this year.
We did it last year, not to say we're like superstitious or anything, but we did it last year when we won, so we're going to do it again this year. Yes, go Chiefs!
Academy will open again today at 8 a.m., so you can get your hands on some Chiefs merch if you didn't get the chance to go last night.
All right, today kicks off Ozarks Food Harvest's week-long campaign to raise funds and awareness for hunger in the Ozarks. Nigel McDonald actually met with OFH. And Nigel, if someone wants to take part, help out a little bit, what can they do?
Yeah, Joa, good morning. They could start by dining out at one of the more than 10 local restaurants that are teaming up to help feed families facing food insecurity. It's Ozarks Food Harvest's second annual Dine Out for Hunger. The event provides an opportunity to help families and restaurants stay afloat as we progress through the pandemic.
We've really seen that, now more than ever, just small businesses coming together, figuring out ways to support each other and work together.
Co-owner of Neighbors Mill Bakery and Cafe, Lauren Brown, says historically, January is a slow month for the restaurant industry, and COVID-19 is only making it worse.
People are not wanting to eat out as much, and I totally get that, but it certainly makes things harder for us. So we're just really trying our best to continue to, make a profit and keep our staff employed and keep our doors open.
Donations made to nonprofits generally slow down this time of year as well.
In first quarter, from January through March, really donations for almost all types of charity groups, but especially basic human need groups like Ozarks Food Harvest really drop off just because, we're not quite as top of mind anymore.
Brown says community support is important now more than ever.
The demand for food assistance just continues to go up due to the COVID crisis, and we're going to see that for at least another 6 months.
Participating restaurants are donating a portion of their proceeds to the organization, while SGC Food Service will provide a dollar-for-dollar match for each donation. Well, Dine Out for Hunger runs from today until January 31st. And here's a look of some of the participating restaurants. For that complete list, head over to our website at ozarksfirst.com. And remember, you can take part by dining in, ordering to go, or simply purchasing a gift card.
All right, Nasha, thank you. Making headlines around the region, one Missouri family is trying to turn their tragedy into a way to help others. Ken and Etta McKenzie were found dead inside a home in Raytown last week. Kenneth McKenzie is their son. He and his family hosted a food collection over the weekend as a celebration of life for his parents. Kenneth says he thinks they would have loved seeing the community coming together to help each other. The family plans to donate all of the food they collect to Ingalls Elementary School. Kenneth says Etta was a former teacher at that school.
The rain continues to fall heavy here across the Ozarks this morning. We're seeing it on our Daybreak Live Drive. Your morning commute is going to include that rain if you have to head on out earlier on this morning. I think really along the majority of our interstates here going to experience some of that heavy rainfall, but for sure along I-44, a wet one out there. I think we'll have a drier evening commute. We're tracking a cool down in the shop for some wintry weather in our future, so we'll talk about that and of course when this rain exits next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist TJ Springer. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.